Well, Coco basically said, quam, quam, quam. How are you having weird feelings already, babe? The recoupling was yesterday. What changed while you were sleeping? Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone's doing well. Another day, another Love Island review, our last review of the week at that. So as I usually end, I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course be sure to subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. And number three, please do get cozy and comfy with a hot Rabina and your snacks. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of this review. So let's start off with Paige and Jacques having a conversation. Of course, Paige, you know, Paige was confronting him about yesterday. You guys already know the whole situation with, I believe her name was Cheyenne. Yeah, with Cheyenne confessing, oh, she didn't feel like she should have been there. Personally, I do feel that Jacques possibly should have recoupled Luki's chest, if I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel like the only difference between Dami and Jacques is Dami actually decided to couple up with Summer, and Jacques decided to be doing up, oh, loyalty, I'm so glad you're back, but you were doing up bits and bobs with Cheyenne. So Paige was, of course, confronting him about the situation. Paige, I was very happy. Sis grew her wings and started to fly. Was confronting him as in, oh, guy, when I'm talking about a situation that you need to apologize for, you apologize. So she was letting him know, of course, don't raise your... Even me, I'm thinking, not Jacques raising his voice, because you're 100% in the wrong here, like you're actually in the wrong. But I was very happy that Paige confronted him about that. I was basically letting him know I am not a mug. But we're going to get onto them later anyway, because yeah, a lot took place between Paige and Jacques. So let's move on to Dami and Andrew. Andrew was basically, not Andrew, sorry. Dami was essentially saying that he's very happy with his, you know, summer's not over and his decision, because he does feel like that they do have quite a good connection. Andrew's also speaking about how he opened up to Tasha and that he does 100% have feelings for her. So Dami was, of course, giving, you know, Andrew some advice. I'll be very honest with you, Dami's the last person, okay, in the villa that I'm going to. For I would rather go and speak to the trees, okay, and let them give me some wisdom here and there. Dami is the last person anybody in that villa should be going to for advice. But it's interesting because they definitely do see Dami as the agony aunt in that villa. Don't understand why, because his advice doesn't even give, but they seem to think it's given. So let's move on to Andrew pulling Coco for a chat. And he did let her know that he definitely wants to take a step back with the situation with her, because his head is still very much confused. I did already say this. I've been saying this since Casa Amor started. I'm going to say it again. Andrew was just not about that life. He picked Coco out of convenience, and I think that is extremely disrespectful. I guess Coco herself was also confused as well, because you recoupled up with... Sis could have been on the next flight back to the UK. Okay, she could have been back in the UK probably right now, even doing interviews, maybe securing a little 1-2 partnership deal, I don't know. But now you're wasting her time because you recoupled with her out of convenience, and now you're saying, oh yeah, Tasha, Tasha, Tasha. So I did already say this, I don't actually feel like Andrew was ever about that life. And I feel like he was definitely trying to prove a point to the girls, like, oh yeah, I'm not a mug, I'm not a mug. But you're still very much in your feelings about Tasha, so why did you waste Coco's time? So let's move on back to Jacques and Paige going for a chat. And of course, Paige just wanted to kind of figure out, like, oh, you know, test. And I said this, if you're loyal and if you've been watching these reviews every single day, I did say this, like, you can't, how are you putting someone else in a test, but first and foremost, you can't see how they're even performing on that test, number one. And number two, how are you really testing yourself if you are being disrespectful to the girl that you really want to get with, all in the name of test? Like, sorry, look at me, I can't even speak. But the foundation that a lot of the guys stood on when it came to Casa Amor was, oh yeah, we need to do a test, we need to do a test. But the test didn't give. And now that you guys have failed the test, everyone seems to be in their feelings and upset and crying. So of course, Jacques also now started speaking to Luka because Paige ended up walking off. By the way, guys, there was a lot going on in today's episode, so I do have quite a lot of notes. So I do have to look down quite a lot. But you know me, I'll still give my little 1-2 pence. But anyway, Jacques started crying to Luka and saying that she deserves better. And then Paige went to go and speak with Dami. First and foremost, okay, if a guy tells you that you deserve better, believe him. Okay, from big sister to little sister, or big sister to little, or whatever, okay, from friend to friend, okay. If a guy or a girl ever told you that you deserve better, please believe it and be running quick and fast. You don't stick around to show that you do deserve better, or to even see that you do. You just keep it going, you know, just keep it going and you just keep it moving. Paige speaking to Dami, very interesting, because not you speaking to your enemy. Not Not you speaking to the guy that was encouraging all the other guys to lads holiday, Casa Amor, test. Yeah, we're doing tests. Like, that's very interesting. But it's quite interesting as well because you guys do know there have been a few clips here and there of Paige's and Dami's friendship, and many of us were a bit confused, like, oh, maybe Dami does actually like Paige. But I guess in today's episode we're actually able to see the extent to their type of friendship that they have in the villa, because of course Paige was comfortable enough to open up to her enemy about her situation. Okay, so let's move on. Or what did I write here? Oh yeah, just again reiterating what I've been saying in the past couple of reviews, that test was complete and utter rubbish. Jacques is just there not apologizing, just moving a bit stressed. You haven't even fully apologized to Paige over the whole situation. I mean, it's giving manipulator 101, because you can see that she's stressed, but you're not really addressing the reason as to why she's stressed. It's just not, yeah, it's just not making any sense. So let's move on to the bedtime. Of course, Jacques ended up being in the doghouse. Luka was very tempted to basically tell Gemma he's Gem Gem. I love saying that, by the way, he's Gem Gem. But anyway, he was essentially wanting to tell his Gem Gem that he does love her. He was like, oh, I just feel like, oh, you know, I just feel like I just really like you. So we definitely know the angle that Luka's trying to get at. Loving someone in 4 weeks, interesting. But if that's you, please ride that boat very well. Let's move on to the following morning. Of course, the girls gisting session. What is very interesting is you can easily see the divide in the villa. Of course, the Casa Amor girls have their little gisting session with just 3 of them, and then the OG, I call them OG girls, but they're not really OGs. I'm just going to say the villa girls. The villa girls also had their gisting session as well as the guys. So I'm just going to touch on a few things that was discussed. Paige was saying that she decided that she's going to make this whack situation not affect her. She's definitely going to try and smile a bit more and not allow Jacques to essentially get her down. Jacques was talking to the guys saying, yeah, he does feel like it was disrespectful, but he doesn't know what she got up to too. And for you to wake up with that mindset again, it also lets me know once again that you're unserious, okay? Just apologize for what needs to be apologized for right now, and if you need to have that convo with Paige later on, you discuss that. But it's low-key I'm trying to validate what I've done, because I still don't know what she got up to as well. Like I said, the test was complete nonsense, and I've been saying this. Tasha was saying that she still has feelings for Andrew. We're gonna get into them very soon, okay? We're gonna get into them very soon, because we do know a lot of the second half of the episode was very much centered around them. Davide was saying that Andrew should also be cautious of Coco, because of course, like, she hasn't done anything bad to him, and I did honestly appreciate that advice as well. Andrew was saying he didn't even want to cuddle or kiss her because his head just isn't there. Just goes back to what I said. He definitely did waste Coco's time. Even if Tasha did come back with Billy, if you were so pressed on Tasha, you should have just stayed single. You bringing Coco back into the villa just didn't make any sense. Chyna and Jay, because we're gonna tear Jay's singlet very soon as well. But Jay was essentially just saying, oh, like, yeah, like me and Chyna were just in bed. I know, bless her, that she definitely probably thought something was off yesterday, but yeah, we didn't even cuddle. Like, I'm just having really weird feelings. How are you having weird feelings already, babe? The recoupling was yesterday. What changed while you were sleeping? What changed? And we're gonna get into this later on, right? But I honestly do have to boil it down to the fact that now he knows that Paige and Jacques are in a very sticky situation. He's trying to sabotage things with Chyna so that Paige can be his target, because you guys already know that Jay did like Paige, and I guess now that he sees that there's a situation with Jacques at hand, he's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to try and get in there. So very muggy from Jay, and Jay, stay there, because we're about to tear your singlet very soon. So let's move on to Jacques speaking with Dami about Paige. He was essentially speaking about how upset he was about the situation, but that he isn't going to beg or like basically be on his knee or apologize to her. What a weird thing to say, okay? Especially when you're in the wrong about this whole situation. So let's move on to Andrew and Tasha. They were on the terrace and they were literally hugging like girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, they were hugging, they were quiet. You know, I think his hand was even on her bum or anything like that. So I'm just wondering, like, are these two an official couple? Like, what exactly is going on? He definitely did tell Tasha that his head is still very much with her. And Tasha said that she brought Billy back to explore things with him more. But Andrew also said that he feels like a mug and doesn't understand why he isn't enough for Tasha. I am going to speak about them, later on in this review anyway, because he keeps saying very interesting things as the episode does go on. But you should never have to wonder why you're not enough for someone. Like, if you're giving someone 100% and they clearly aren't reciprocating that energy, or you feel like things are just blurred between you two, then save that energy and give it for someone else who's actually going to appreciate it. So Andrew's saying, oh yeah, I feel like a mug. It's given that, unfortunately. It really is given that. Let's move on to Billy and Gemma talking, because when they were talking, I said, okay, I'm awake. I'm definitely awake. Do I think Billy is Gemma's type? No, because I do think Jax and Luka do actually look like brothers, that they can pass for brothers. But they were having a conversation. Of course, Luka was very irked by it as well. And he also said that he doesn't see Billy as a threat when he was speaking to his confessionals. I think Billy and Gemma's combo was all right. I didn't think it was anything deep, if I'm going to be very honest with you. But we're going to get into that soon, because of course Luka ends up pulling Gemma for a chat after. Before we do get onto that, we'll quickly speak about Dami speaking to Paige about summer not being over. And Paige was basically saying that she does feel like him and Indiyah do need to have a conversation together. So let's move back to Luka speaking with Gemma, and he basically confronted her about the whole Billy situation. Like I said, I don't think it was that deep. Luka 100% gives me quite obsessive and possessive vibes, I'm going to be like that. I know that Gemma is very mature, and I have been saying this as the reviews have gone on. She's definitely grown on me. I mean, she's 19, but she seems to have her head the most screwed on in that villa. She's 19. Luka, that she's actually 19. This whole, oh, so yeah, what was that chat about, or blah de blah. And you can tell that Gemma now started to get irritated, and you know Luka 100% wants to please her like in any single way possible. So Luka was like, oh no, like I don't mean it like that. So almost trying to like defend his reasoning for wanting to speak to her. But I just felt like that it's okay. It's giving cringe and insecure to me. I'm going to be honest. I think Luka's actually quite insecure. If his Gem even blinks at one person, he's probably wondering, oh, I need to speak to Gemma. I feel like she's like, it's enough. Do you get what I mean? It's okay. Relax, baby. Relax. So let's move on to the nighttime. Only one thing that I do want to flag up from this is, oh no, sorry, two things I want to flag up. Number one is Coco speaking with Ekin-Su. She was pretty much crying and saying that she honestly doesn't feel like she should be there, and I do understand her reason and why. Like I did say, if Andrew still knew that he was very much interested in Tasha and wanted to still get to know her on that level, then he just shouldn't have recoupled with Coco, basically leading her on and wasting her time. So that's that. But it was nice that Ekin-Su was low-key giving her a prep talk. You know, Ekin-Su is the queen of city girls, so definitely letting her know, babe, you're a babe, don't let this guy get in your head. What am I moving on to next? Okay, so we're gonna move on next to Jacques pulling Paige for a chat. He basically started, this is when the apology came. It's a couple hours late, but this is what he said. Essentially saying he's very sorry, he doesn't want to lose her, saying that, yeah, he doesn't want to lose her. He's very sorry. He now understands that what he done was very disrespectful. She basically told him that, you know, I don't actually feel like you are ready to be in a relationship, and in order for this to progress, you need to be a better version of yourself. I feel like with Paige speaking with Jacques, it's actually quite hard to read, only because many times she's screwing up her face, other times she's crying, other times she's smiling at him. So it's like, Paige, like, what are you giving? Personally, I do think Jacques is basically going to try his best to just try and win Paige back, and I do honestly feel like Paige is going to take him back. That's just my personal opinion. Please let me know what you think. He did also pull out the mum card as well, like, oh yeah, like, the second round of this villa, I wanna bring her home to my mum. Okay, Jacques, whatever you say. So let's move on to Coco speaking with Andrew. So, no, sorry, Coco speaking with Tasha. Yeah, so Coco speaking with Tasha, and she essentially said that she just kind of wanted to clear the air between them because she feels like they've both been hearing different things. So almost like Andrew's telling her one thing, Andrew's also telling her another thing as well. I just don't know. Like I did say, it's unfair that Coco was pretty much dragged into this nonsense, but it was quite funny because Coco was pretty much, you know, opening up to everything that, you know, went on between her and Andrew whilst they were in Casa Amor. So if anything, Tasha was just kind of like soaking in the information, because you guys know she does end up pulling Andrew for a chat, and they have another conversation about that as well. So let's move on to Jay and Chyna. Jay essentially friend-zoned Chyna, and at first I was like, babe, what changed in what, 1 hour? Because you guys have only been recoupled since yesterday. But it just makes sense that he's definitely trying to sabotage what he has with Chyna just to try and get with Paige. And I think that is to get with Paige, and I think that's 100% muggy. Jay, we started liking you a bit. We started liking you a bit, and now you've just come to show us this side again. So I don't mind sending Jay and Chyna home next, if I'm going to be honest. Like, why is it all of a sudden now that you see that something has gone wrong with Jacques, that, oh yeah, I'm going to try and see if this is an opportunity? But Paige already told you that she wasn't interested in you. So I think Jay was very weird for that, and I won't mind him going home soon, if I'm going to be honest. I really won't mind. So let's move on to Coco and Andrew going for a chat. She essentially called him a liar, and he did say that he didn't lie. He said that when he saw Tasha, his feelings 100% came back, and he doesn't know where his head is at the moment. Like I did say, it's given weak. It's honestly given weak. I did already say this from when Casa Amor started. Andrew's not about that life, okay? He tried to be about that life because the guys encouraged him to, and now he's reaping the consequences of his actions. You liked Tasha, you should have just stayed single. Even if Tasha came back with Billy, at least she would have essentially probably seen as well that, oh yeah, maybe Andrew does really like me. Even though I don't care, like I said, I actually don't care for both of them together, and I can tolerate them separately when they're actually not together. But yeah, I just feel like Andrew really wasted Coco's time, and we're still gonna get into him later because his singlet, you know, his singlet still gets torn by Tasha. So let's move on to Indiyah and Dami talking, okay? She did say that she's a heartbreaker, but she's not disrespectful. And I do understand that. As you guys know, Indiyah and Deji didn't actually kiss in Casa Amor. The only time they kissed was with that small challenge that they had in the beginning. Dami was singing, he was kissing, hugging, rubbing, everything, literally. And he was essentially just letting her know about all the kisses. I think it was like, oh, 4 kisses, 1 kiss in the bed, 1 kiss. I was just thinking, this guy is not serious. Yeah, Indiyah was basically saying that, you know, she came back with the intention of still getting to speak to Dami. And I do understand that as well. Like, at the end of the day, I do think she did have quite a respectful approach to the situation that she had with Dami while she was in Casa Amor, other than, you know, Dami with his summer is not over. But Dami did then end up asking, you know, are things over? And Indiyah was just like, but Indiyah, even when she was speaking to the confessional, she just said she just didn't really understand that combo. And I do understand where she's coming from as well. I mean, you've recoupled with someone, you keep telling everyone in the villa, I'm very happy with her, everything is going well, yeah, I made the right choice. So why are you asking me, oh, are things not over? Things are over, Amor. The door is closed, honey. The door is closed. So, of course, all the Casa people then were speaking. That's another thing that we can easily see during the series and also the episodes as well, as it does go by, is the Casa Amor people stay in their circle and then the villa people stay in their circle as well. But Coco basically said, quam, quam, quam. Coco literally said, quam, 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 breaking, okay, breaking news. Just in the whole of the Casa Amor, guys. Like, look at me, my voice is even shaking. Quang, quang, quang. Quang, quang, quang. That's literally one of the best videos ever. If you don't know what that is, go on YouTube, type in quang, quang, quang. Anyway, Coco basically said that she feels like a lot of people are fake and told them what Andrew wanted to do with her. So essentially, like, oh yeah, he sucks my this. He said that he wanted to do me like this, move like this, da, da, da. All the Casa people, you know, people like just, all the Casa people like, oh, what? He said what? He done this? So everyone's just collecting all the info. Of course, she then ended up going to speak to Andrew. I was basically like, oh, I just want to like let you know, like basically, I think I made a mistake. Like I just spoke to the Casa guys and I basically just told the villa that, you know, you wanted to basically like, you were playing with my breast. And literally Andrew just like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So she's just like, yeah, I just wanted to like kind of like give you like a heads up kind of thing. So I don't know how Andrew took that information, if I'm going to be very honest with you. But anyway, Andrew now decided, okay, you've told her that, I mean, you told your crew that, they may possibly go back to Tasha and speak about the situation. So I need to get to Tasha before any of this info gets to Tasha. So go to speak to Tasha and it was given amnesia, okay? It was actually given amnesia. So obviously, like, he's telling Tasha, like, oh yeah, like, obviously, I just wanted to let you know, like, I just wanted you to hear it from me, like, obviously, like, I was like, I sucked her breast kind of thing, innit? And then Tasha was like, wait, what? And you what? And he was like, oh, I licked her, sucked. So I don't remember. I'm thinking, babe, is it crack? Is it actually crack? It's given amnesia, it's given loss of memory. She was very, very, very annoyed because she walked off and said, you know, I gave you a chance to be truthful. Of course, you guys know this week on the terrace, so why didn't you just tell me everything that went down between you two? She now went to go and speak to the girls, of course, informing them on the gist as well. And all of them are like, oh, Indiyah definitely wanted to laugh, if I'm going to be very honest with you. Coco, of course, ended up joining them and, of course, apologized because she was just like, I just feel like I had to be 100% honest with you to let you know of the situation. She also started crying as well, so it makes me wonder, maybe Coco did really like Andrew more than we thought, or maybe Andrew just told her certain things that made her almost fall in love with him, if that makes sense, because you wouldn't cry with someone that you don't really care. And I guess as well, it's a bit disrespectful, like maybe I felt like we had a connection, and now that someone else has come back in the villa, you'll basically just treat me like a mug, and it's just not nice. So on top of Andrew not being about that life, that action there was very interesting. Anyway, Coco said you haven't heard the best of it yet. Like literally, it's like Coco could see Tasha was getting so stressed and was getting so irritated about the whole situation, and she's just like, wait, there's more. Okay, wait, relax, don't get up too quick. I'm gonna tell you some more. Okay, I'm gonna gist you a bit. So Coco was like, oh yeah, like, you know, he said that he wanted to ruin me, and then everyone was just like, nah, this is just too much information. Like, Andrew, what exactly are you playing at? Because of course Tasha didn't know any of this, and Andrew 100% downplayed the type of things and the conversations that he did have with Coco. So anyway, Andrew ends up going to the terrace to be alone. Andrew's just not about that life. I've been saying this. And then he ends up walking to the guys. As he walks to the guys, he obviously walks past the girls. And as he walks past the girls, obviously Tasha's just getting irritated. So she's just like, you're a liar. And then David... You know what? Davide is actually my favorite because he's actually funny without knowing it. But Davide basically said, that's my line, because you know Davide, the like, yeah. Nah, I'm so sorry. Like, that actually finished me. Like, Davide, you can see this girl is stressed. And then everyone was, even Ekin-Su was like, Davide, you know that one has to even keep it small because she's still trying to get into these good books. But the girls were also like, bro, this is not the time. Davide was just looking around like, okay, like, and what exactly do you want me to do or say? Tasha, of course, ended up crying. There was a lot happening around this time, if I'm going to be honest with you. Tasha ended up crying, saying, oh no, he's effed it, I don't want to get to know him anymore. Andrew's there moving stressed, almost like someone has, you know, taken his wife and his kids and he's come back to an empty home. So there was just a lot going on. I'll be very honest with you, in terms of that whole situation, I don't know if I feel like they should get back together, if I'm going to be very honest with you. They don't, this sounds really bad, but they don't have peace, okay? When they're together, there's never any peace between them. It's always anger, argument. Okay, we're tired. We're not even in the villa and we're tired for you guys. So honestly, I know that is still going to be another big thing in Sunday's episode and also next week's, but I don't really care for Andrew and Tasha's storyline. So let's move on into the ending. As you guys know, the public were given the opportunity to vote for their favorite couple, and the couple who received the fewest votes risked being dumped from the island. In terms of being dumped from the island right now, Chyna and Jay, just because Jay decided to be doing up 360 at the last minute. Andrew, not Andrew and Tasha, don't even together. Andrew and Billy can possibly go. I said Andrew and Billy, sorry. Tasha and Billy can possibly go. Jay and Coco. Why am I mixing up names like this? Guys, it's Friday. Andrew and Coco can also go as well. Dami brings drama to the villa, but him and Summer, I don't know. And to be honest, we're only voting for Indiyah and Deji because we really like Indiyah. So yeah, I would love to know who you guys actually voted for, if you were able to vote, of course, because you know you can only vote if you do live in the UK. But other than that, guys, that is my thoughts of that episode. Of course, you guys know today is Friday, okay? So these weekly reviews do come for it. Guys, I'm getting tired, so I do need to wrap this up. These weekly reviews come to an end. Tomorrow I get a break, okay? I get a break and we go again on Sunday. But once again, I want to thank you guys so much for your love and your support in this week's reviews and also tonight's episode and just everything in general. Like, honestly, I see your comments, I see reoccurring comments as well from the same people, and I'm just so thankful for your love and also for your support. But once again, I want to thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, have a lovely day off, okay? Peace, you take care, and I shall see you on Sunday. Bye.